Hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Happy Saturday. So if any of you are new to Zoom, first of all, you do come in with your video off and your sound off. So you are welcome to turn your video on. And if you'd like to say something or share something, you can certainly unmute yourself. And then also down at the bottom of your screen, of your Zoom screen, you'll see the chat. You can go ahead and open up the chat. And it looks like people have already started. So if you wanted to pop in the chat where you're from, I'm up here in Vermont and it is beautiful today, super warm. It's just what we needed. So, and also actually while we're waiting, because people are still coming in, so we're going to give them just a couple minutes, but just want to let everyone know that if there is any reason that we might need to shut down the Zoom, if we have technical problems, we will just put a new link on our website on the homepage. And so that's artpartycentral.org. And so we'll just, if we need to shut it down for whatever reason, which it seems we really never need to anymore, which is fantastic. Then we go to the homepage and open that up and it's as if it never happened. So I just see that some people are still popping in. We always love to see your faces, but it is absolutely not an obligation. Love it when you show us some of your pieces if you'd like. So we do have 7 artists today. So because of that, I think what I'm going to do is we'll just allow people to keep popping in and we can just get started with this party. We always love to start with a toast. So if anyone has a glass of wine or beer or seltzer, feel free to raise a glass and cheers and welcome to Art Party Central's Saturday party.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome,
everyone. Thank you for coming. So we are going to mute everyone now. Please don't be offended. It's just so we're able to run this.
Oh. Sam, I muted you too soon.
Yeah, no, I know. It's okay. Anyway, it's Karla and I are usually in reverse roles. So anyway, it is just so that we can run this party as smoothly as possible, because as you all may or may not know, Zoom is killer with the background noise. Anyway, hello everyone. I am Sam Stone and my partner Nora Swan and I are up in Vermont and we make these wonderful hats. And you can visit us at swanandstone.com. And I want to say a huge shout out and thank you to my co-host, Karla Gudeon of Karla Gudeon Art and Design. And you can always visit her website at karlagudeon.com. But anyway, so that is us and enough about us. We are here today to hear from and celebrate 7 super talented artists. The lineup today is first, we're going to hear from Kathleen Taznakis from Ecologic, and then Kathleen Lamberti of Lamberti Designs, Gina Pannorfi, and then Valerie Hector of Valerie Hector Designs, Crystal Kodada, Jera Lodge from Jera Lodge Jewelry, and it's her first time at Art Party Central. So we're very, very excited. We're always so excited when we have new artists come on. And then last, but of course not least, we're going to hear from Barbara Poole of Be Felt. So let me just tell you how these parties work. If you've never been to an art party, here's how it goes. Each of the artists will give a presentation. And then if time allows, I'll ask them 1 or 2 questions. After all of the questions are answered and all of the 7 artists have had a chance to present, we actually will raffle off one $50 gift certificate for each of the 7 artist websites. So that today, that's 7 chances to win, just for hanging out with us. You do need to be present to win, so stick around until the end. We'll also give you a special discount code at the end of the party, which is good for all of the artist websites, as well as my website, swanandstone.com, and Karla Gudeon's website at karlagudeon.com. And then at the end of the party, we open it up for something that we call our after party. And that's sort of much less formal. Unmute yourself, ask a question, maybe show something, something off that you're wearing, that kind of thing. So, and also, I think maybe I didn't mention quite enough that it's also a chance that if you've popped a question in the chat and we didn't have time to answer it during that artist presentation, we will definitely be sorting through the chat and making sure we get all those questions answered. So if you want to see something maybe that's behind an artist that they didn't bring forward, pop it in the chat. If you have a question, pop it in the chat. We promise you we will get to it. We kind of make note of it if we don't have a chance to get to it. We definitely want you to be an active participant in this party. So we miss seeing everybody, and this is actually sort of our way of interacting with you. So we definitely encourage that. So anyway, let's get to the fun part of this party, and we're going to kick it off with Kathleen Taznakis from Ecologic. Kathleen.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Art Party Central. Thank you so much for coming and spending the afternoon with us today. For those of you that don't know me, I am a recycling fashion designer. And you say, what is that? Well, I specialize in reclaiming old cashmere sweaters that would otherwise be destined for the landfill or potentially travel the world and end up somewhere that it is not beneficial. And so I actually reclaim these garments, wash them, deconstruct them to yield fabric and basically restore the material. And then I hand cut and collage them into the pieces that you see behind me. One of the things that I really love about the work that I do at Ecologic is just the whole process, the randomness of the material and the individual designs. Because I'm using recycled materials, I have to do them all one at a time and one of a kind. And I really feel like this reflects our society as a whole, just the diversity and the individual expression. And I have this philosophy that if you are strong enough to like wear a piece that is so signature to you and completely unique, that means that you're going to use your voice in the world, in your community, and talk about things that you want to see happen in the world. And that's how we're going to help our planet. It was Earth Day, of course, this week, so that's very foremost in my mind, as of course it is every day for me, because that happens to be part of my life's work. The other aspect is like, why did I choose cashmere to recycle, and what's the benefit there? The benefit is obviously my work, the material. It only travels 150 miles before it is transformed and then reprocessed. So that's tremendous savings on its footprint. And then as a designer, the textile industry is like one of the largest polluters in the world. And so by doing things in this alternate way, I'm really sort of giving everyone an opportunity to buy what is, you know, sustainably made, sort of clean clothing. So there's so many reasons that I do what I do here. I want to show you some of the pieces that I finished this week. If you have seen the website, you'll know me for these really, really fun banded skirts. I'm actually wearing one today. It's about, 75 degrees here and a little bit warm, but having this skirt on allows me to really enjoy the weather and not get chilled. It stabilizes my body, and this material is really movable and flexible. So not only is it going to look cute on, and you can kind of see it under this red in the back. I'll move the computer a little bit so you can see that. But it's also super comfortable and fun to wear. The other skirts that I did this week, because I tend to focus on, one series of products at the time. And here's the funny thing. I'm going to show you, these are my marks, so I know which panels to go where at the sewing machine. So I'll just show you that, yes, this really did just come off the machine. It still has my marks on it. But I really wanted to do things to match these blue jackets that I just finished as well. So this is the Veronica jacket. It has a sweet little magnet here, a magnet clasp, and I love the detail on the arms. It can be folded up to a 3/4, so it's really good for going out to dinner or at the computer where you sometimes need to get the material away. One of my favorite things to work with are these fun prints. And of course, this stuff, I never know when it's going to come in. Sometimes it is so weird or strange that I'm not sure what to do with it. And it takes me a while. I'll just leave the piles of fabric out until inspiration hits. And I really love the way they turn out, just marrying just surprising colors together to make a cohesive composition. Behind me, you can see these spring greens. Because one of the things I love about spring is I get to leave my coat at home and I can just throw on a sweater and have a little t-shirt underneath. So it allows me, the cashmere allows me to regulate my body temperature, enjoy the great outdoors, but I don't have to be heavy and weighed down with a lot of extra layers. This is the Trixie sweater. And the colored ones are really special. You'll also see them in black, but I have a real fondness for these. They're actually harder to create just to make that sort of cohesive composition with so many tones. I do like to give you a beautiful accent in the back, and you can see again the accent on the sleeve, so it really comes together. I'm also known for my accessories. So I do have some favorite spring accessories that I have been enjoying, and these are lighter weight. If you know my winter work, you'll know that my cashmere is felted very heavy, but I have done some spring weight cashmere. These are great for somebody who has Raynaud's or circulation issues. I like to even wear them on my wrist because just that action of wearing cashmere on the wrist will help stabilize that body temperature again. And then I did these matching scarves with this group. And this little double layer of cashmere is really so amazing. I designed this from a customer sort of telling me this scarf that they wanted. And to be honest, when I did it, I thought, I'm not sure about that. And what happened is I finally understood what this customer was getting at. And this piece to me now is absolutely indispensable. You can wear it in your hair. It is phenomenal, whether it's on your neck, whether it's over your ears, whether you're doing the Rosie the Riveter. I even just take it down and sometimes wear it like that. My other favorite way, and you're going to see some of these. Let me see if I can find one here.
Kathleen?
Oh, yes.
No, you're fine. You're fine. As you're showing us that, though, there's a great question that came in. Can you tell us, where do you get all that cashmere?
Oh, okay. Yes. So I work specifically with used clothing dealers, and it also comes very specifically from my community in the New York City area. So that is one of the things. I'm pretty much a purist when it comes to recycling and sustainability. So I really look to my community to see what materials need to be recycled. And it just so happened that cashmere is one of them. New Yorkers really know their quality. They buy good brands. And so it is in our waste stream for me to transform it.
Gotcha. And another question, you've been talking a lot, obviously, about spring and spring colors, and it begs the question, do you wear cashmere year round? And can we all wear cashmere all year?
Yes, I consider cashmere to be a 3-season fiber.
Mhm.
And really, it's about learning what the fiber does for your body and your skin. And some of the secrets, like if you're just in one of our skirts, you can have a little cotton t-shirt, bare legs. And as the temperature, cools down in the evening, it's going to allow you to stay out all day and go to that outdoor concert. One of these kind of does the same thing.
Mhm.
So, cashmere, the only time I don't wear cashmere is when it is 80 degrees and humid.
Right.
Because of the way wools respond to moisture, it gets heavy. It will absorb some of that water and it's not going to feel good on. So those are the times that I don't wear it. But let me tell you, if it is not humid and it is 75, I am absolutely wearing my cashmere.
Right. We can see that. I think that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much, Kathleen. We do have a couple other questions for you, but we'll get to them in the after party.
Great. Thank you.
We're going to go on to Kathleen Lamberti. Hi, Kathleen.
Hello. Hi, I'm Kathleen Lamberti from Lamberti Designs. I'm coming to you from Los Angeles. I've been in business since 1998. And I thought I'd show you today a little bit about the journey that I took in metals. I'm a trained metalsmith. And what I started out was doing kind of a linkage. And I did this whole exploration in linkage. So this is discs and it's connected by like 200 hinges. So it's very mechanical, but as it moves, it becomes organic. And I've always been kind of attracted to an organic growth and how things move. And so it hangs this way. From there, my focus started to shift on exploration of materials. And I'm always trying new materials and seeing what I can do with them. I started to incorporate leather and fabric. And this is a piece, it's called the 16 pearl necklace. And it is strands of leather, sterling silver, and pearls. And then we have kind of a little orbit earring that goes nicely with it. And I have the small one in. I tried to incorporate fabric to make it look like things were growing. And then I moved to something like this, which is silk and glass beads and a little bit of wool, French knots that look like moss. This is a brooch, but it can also be worn as a pendant. I then decided, why not actually use the objects that I'm finding that are inspiring me? And so I started incorporating driftwood, which is what I have on. And it is, maybe I'll grab a different one. So this one, the driftwood kind of determines how I'm going to work. I use what's happening in the wood. This little indentation was already there, which I inlaid with turquoise. And then I added an enamel element from that made it look like a sea from the sea and a Tahitian pearl. I also spent a lot of time in the woods and I was looking at how things were growing out of the wood. And I started doing pieces like this, which is carnelian and enamel at the bottom. I still was striving to look like things were growing out of the metal. And then I went back to my roots a bit. And this is an enameled piece. And I've done layers of enamel and then gone back in with a diamond bit and etched it away. And then I've used polymer clay pressed through and it's kind of extruded through it. So it actually comes out of the piece. And it's set in oxidized sterling silver. Some of the other pieces. There's this, which is also enamel that's been cut through, etched with or scraped away with a diamond bit. And then I added the polymer coming through, set in oxidized sterling silver. So I kind of bounce back and forth between what I'm collecting and what is inspiring me. And I go from doing things that are uncontrolled, like this is driftwood. I added the pearls, moss agate, and beach glass. So I've gone from, this is less controlled. It's telling me this divot was inside the wood and I wanted to put something there. And the shape was already there. So I shaped it a little bit and cleaned it up a bit. But it kind of speaks to me on how I'm going to use the material rather than me determining exactly what's going to happen. My true heart is always goes back to metal. I think the transformation of metal into something is magical. You've got the torch, you've got the fire, and you shape your metal with that, put it together, and that's what always gravitates me towards. And I always go back to that, even if I'm exploring with other materials. But I'm always trying to push, 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 push. Here's another one that, again, it's oxidized sterling with a polymer that's extruded through, and brooch or pendant. It's a little glary. The necklace I have on is an enameled element at the bottom, a Tahitian pearl, piece of driftwood, and then I've set labradorite in the top with a ruby in there too, just to kind of reminded me of, again, something growing on the wood.
Kathleen, is that something you can pull forward so we can see some of the detail?
Sure.
Easy enough to do.
I was trying to get it off.
Oh, sorry. I didn't.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So here is the enamel with the Tahitian pearl. And then at the top are little labradorites that are all kind of pinned and set in there. And then I offset it with one little ruby in there. And then so I hand form the copper at the bottom and enamel it.
That's incredible.
And then the chain is all sterling silver.
Go ahead.
They kind of remind me of, I used to make I'd find things at the beach and make these mobiles and hang them in my studio. And then I was like, well, why can't I wear that? And so I started incorporating that into it as well.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, a question did come in asking to see, there's sort of a brooch behind you right about here that with an orange oval. Oh. Yeah. Can we see that?
Yes. So this is a piece of driftwood. So we had the fires in LA like 2 years ago, and all the firewood ran down the river and into the ocean and then ended up on the beach. And so that's why some of this is blackened. And so that's a piece of the driftwood from the fires in our area. And then I've set it with carnelian. And then this is a copper enamel with little sterling silver offshoots. And it's also a brooch, but can also be worn as a pendant.
And that's probably, it looks like it's a big heavy piece, but I bet you that's pretty light, isn't it? Because it's driftwood.
Yeah, there's no weight to it, hardly at all. Okay. It's very light. And wonderful. Same with this. Yeah, the enamel is a bit heavy, but this is not.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, there is a question that we'll need to save for the after party, but I'll tell you so you're ready. Someone would like to see the choker wire with the fringe look. But we are going to, I don't know. I will ask you, I'll write it down though, and we'll make sure we look at it. Okay. And so don't worry, Marjorie, we will get to it, but we are going to move on to Gina. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Gina, thanks.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Kathleen. Your work is really awesome. Just have to say that. So I'm coming to you from Chicago, and I am Gina Pannorfi. For those of you who don't know me, I am a textile artist. I work in batik and also in felt. And the base of my work is really about color and pattern and texture. And I explore quite a few styles, and I'll just give you kind of a base. Today I want to talk about layering for the spring weather, and also just about presentation for if you are looking for a little gift for now or for any point during the year. This is how the scarves come, just in this great little box rolled up like a little flower, and they are a really awesome little entry way to introduce the work, and that's a really easy style to wear. Some people are overwhelmed by textiles, so that is the smallest and most narrow piece that I make, and I'm wearing it in white. We'll show you. So this is what the piece looks like on, just a really simple ruffle, and the ruffle stands up really nicely around the face. And what happens is when you merge silk and wool together, you get a really great structure and architecture with it. And so you can see here that there's a really beautiful, subtle texture. And this style can be worn in a myriad of ways, but if you are someone who likes kind of a really easy wear it and go, you can do this with this style. A lot of my work can become quite cumbersome the more you tie it. So what's really important is that you let the work drape. So this piece comes in a slew of colors. You could see them on the website. This is something I just added. It's this really gorgeous raspberry. I am not a I'm not a person who follows rules about when a color is to be worn during the year. I just think it should look really beautiful by your face, or add, kind of give you a good feeling to what you're looking to kind of project into the world. I am wearing a really simple jumper. That's one piece. No decisions about pants or tops. I'm a jumper addict. But what I wanted to show is how simple a shawl like this works on an all black or really solid outfit. So this is the vertical sheer silk shawl. It's a silk chiffon, and you can gather it up around the neck in accordions, and it's great for layering. Or then if you're going to an event, if you got some events coming up this summer, hopefully for everyone, get back out there. And it opens up really nice. And if you flip it over, you can see that there's a little bit more of the graphic nature, because you can see the wool is on this side here. So there's a lot of color. You can see all the colors that I have available in this style, along with the 26 other styles of silk and wool scarves that I make. As I mentioned, I'm also a batik artist. So I batiked when I was a little girl, and I feel like most of us have batiked at some point in our creative lives. And I revisited it probably about 4 years ago. I started batiking again, and I am a painter as well by training, and this is sort of the closest I can get to that, using wax to create the pattern that you see. So I am waxing this silk gauze and then layering dye over it to create the pattern. And this piece is inspired from a time when I lived in Italy, and you can see all of the laundry hanging outside of people's windows, and it just feels like a really ethereal and beautiful, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but it just brings me back to living there. And then I want to show you just some quick styles. I do shirts, and I also do dresses. Everything comes in one size, and then can be altered just depending upon your taste and style. So this is my newest piece. For those of you who don't like to wear shorter things, this is the shortest top that I make, but I do like to tell people that you can layer things. So even if something is not necessarily where you want it to hit you on the body, you can always wear another layer underneath. You can see I threw this over my jumper, and it doesn't look short at all. With a pair of jeans, it might be too short for some, but you can see here that it's striped. And then on the back is a piece with an all white linen and hemp combination of fabric. I'll show you one more top. And if anyone has any questions for me. while I'm off screen.
I do. While you're
Sam,
trying on
hooray.
your while you're trying on your top, can you tell us a little bit about how you work with customers to create a piece for them, with them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, do you want to? Yeah, because then you can continue to show us that top, please.
Yeah, sure. So if anyone wants anything custom made, we can talk through Zoom or through email to start. Usually I am good with just picking color, helping people with color if that's something that they're not so sure about, but I can make any color in any style that you see. And yeah, it usually takes about 2 to 4 weeks, just depending upon what exactly you're looking for. So I do want to show you this. So this is a really awesome lightweight raw silk. So it's almost like a knit texture, and it is a batik on the front, and then on the back it's black. This is the same pattern on the front and back, so this piece can be reversed.
Right.
So great for travel, and then everything that I make is hand washable, or you can throw it in the gentle cycle on your machine.
We have a
Thank
couple
you, Marjorie.
more. We have a couple more special requests, if you would.
Yeah, please.
The V-neck piece behind you.
Yeah.
And then also the dress.
Yes.
If you could
So-
show us those, that would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, so the V-neck is the most structured of all the pieces that I've made in clothing so far. So it has this sort of mock collar, and then a side vent on the side for those who like a little bit more room around the hip. And then this piece is a little bit sort of big for me. I am not very endowed in the chest area, so I don't quite fill out this area on me, but I feel like if you know this style works for your body type, it's a really great sort of like a structured white shirt, like a white collared shirt would be, but without the collar. And then it has this little cap sleeve. Sure, Sarah, thank you for asking. And then the other piece is the dress. Sam, do I have time for that?
Yeah, we have 1 minute.
Okay.
Thank you. I know you can do it.
So, okay, I'm gonna throw this on over my jumper. So forgive me if it doesn't look amazing, but it is all crepe de chine, and it is a sheer silk chiffon on top. These panels all vary depending upon the type of, or on the specific dress. And then it can be reversed. And this piece has a gray crepe de chine on the top, on the back, and then there's a solid crepe de chine on the bottom. It also has a belt for cinching that's hidden in the sides.
And can you just back up a little bit? Where is that landing on your body?
So it's
On the
shin,
bottom.
it's just below my shin. I'm about
Okay, got it.
5'4", but it hits everyone pretty much the same
Okay.
the same place.
Right, got it.
Measurements
well,
are on my
thank you.
website. Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
okay, great. So
Thanks, Sarah.
going to your website, you can figure out sizes. Okay,
Measurements.
perfect.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you so much, Gina. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you.
We are gonna go over to Valerie. Hi, Valerie.
Hey, everybody. Hi. Thank you very much, Sam, for hosting us, and Karla for doing all of our technical stuff. And like Gina, I am also from Chicago. I'm just from a different part of Chicago. I've already seen a lot of pieces I would love to have. And I just want to take a moment to thank Art Party Central and to say how cool it is that it's a completely woman-owned organization, that a lot of us artists are women. We do have our men too, they're wonderful. And a lot of you out there, our viewers, our customers are also women. And I just think it is so cool. It is a brilliant idea. And with that, let me show you some of the pieces I've been making since I started out 30 something years ago. When I first started out, I used really tiny glass beads, either made in Europe or made as these are and were in Japan. This is a rope necklace. It's about 40 inches long or so. I love the colors. I love playing with colors, as so many of us do. And I love the sinuousness, the flexibility, the figuring out how to stitch the beads and so that they're subtle, so that they're flexible, completely flexible. And also coming up with designs that are versatile. So this, as I said, is about 40 inches long. You can wear it long like this, or you can knot it like this, or you can double it up. So recently, last year, I started making these again. I thought that I had completely forgotten how to make them. You know, I had to kind of relearn the technique. And now I want never to stop making them again. I feel like I still want several of them in the 60-inch length, which you can wrap around 3 times. So I'm so happy with these. Kind of a throwback to not 30 years ago, but maybe 20 something years ago in my repertoire. I also work with sterling silver beads. A lot of you know this general style. It's granted a statement necklace. It's probably not for every day, but it's a challenge for me to figure out the architecture, to figure out how I can make it flexible and give a very easy magnetic clasp like this, which I fabricate myself or used to. Now, sometimes I do have them cast. And this is the kind of necklace you would wear to a gallery or a museum or some kind of event, right? Of course, I also make them in somewhat more everyday versions like this. This is just the same necklace, believe it or not, in a single layer. People always ask me, does it sit flat on the neck? And I have to say, yes, it sits completely flat on the neck. Now I have designed this so that one side is polished. So I sit there with my hands and take a polishing cloth and I polish the beads until they're somewhat shiny, not too shiny, but I leave the other side dark so that you guys have a little bit more versatility. You know, if you want to de-emphasize the necklace, maybe you're wearing a gray outfit, you just wear the somewhat darker side. Incredibly easy to put on, kind of a classic shape. I make them in many different lengths. What else can I show you? I also make very large pieces, other statement necklaces made out of, these are Czech glass beads, some of the most, I think, subtle and beautifully designed beads in the world. And this has a very large magnetic clasp. Yes, you know you have it on, definitely. And so do other people who are probably going to comment and possibly want to get to know you. I hope my pieces are conversation starters sometimes in this kind of necklace. Now, I don't just make large necklaces, I also make everyday, more modest, more everyday scale necklaces, and I'll show you some. Some years ago, I started making individual beaded elements out of sterling silver beads, like here, and Czech glass beads here, and a combination here of sterling silver. The underlying structure is sterling, and then I bead it on the outside with Czech glass beads. And of course, being an artist, you know, I have to bead the inside too, or I won't be happy. It won't look just right. So I bead the inside with 2mm sterling silver beads. It gives the piece more depth and more visual interest. Now, you guys can combine these elements in whatever way you want. So I sell them kind of a la carte. And I love collaborating with you. I love working with you to figure out which elements are best for you. And over these years, many years of working with all my customers to come up with necklaces, I'll tell you, we have only ever had one bad one. And by bad, I mean ugly, okay? But it made the lady happy. And these particular colors and elements she chose were right for her. And I respect her decisions. To my eye, they were ugly. I may make things that were to her eye ugly. At any rate, these are so much fun. And they have allowed me to collaborate with a lot of customers. Very much an everyday style. Just wear one, you know, you don't have to wear all of them, but it sure is nice to have options. And then there's this, which I started doing recently, these chain necklaces, I suppose we could call them, with beautiful elements hanging down from them. Now, I think I'm wearing one now, but it's caught in my red necklace. So if I can uncatch it, I will show it to you.
While
Yeah,
you're doing that, I do have
Yeah.
a question for you, a couple
Yes.
actually.
please, go ahead.
One is if we can see the necklace in the upper row of stands, second from the left, remembering that that might be second from the right. I don't know. So if you point to it, we'll maybe hear a yes or a no.
This one?
Marjorie, is that? Well, why don't we go ahead and look at it?
That was a yes, please, with a thumbs up. Sorry.
Yes, please, with the thumbs up. Got it. Sorry, I couldn't see you,
Thank you,
Marjorie.
Marjorie. Thank you. So this is an older style also that I did many years ago, but I missed it so much. And to be honest, I wanted one for myself. So I decided I would make a few. It's made of tiny Japanese glass beads mixed with antique French aluminum beads here. These are the antique French aluminum, which read as silver, but they're actually aluminum, were made during the flapper era to adorn flapper dresses. Why aluminum? Because they were so lightweight that they did not weigh down the dresses as glass beads did weigh them down. Anyway, so I've combined them here. I have stitched multiple cylinders to one another so that they rotate. As you wear this piece, little by little, the cylinders rotate, creating an ever-changing pattern of color and design. And this, thank you, Sam, this clasp is sterling silver and it's magnetic.
Oh.
So I don't know how many more of these I will ever make, but gosh, I just love them. And thank you for asking about them.
Oh, yeah, great. And I think Karla popped a link in the chat so that people can also see that. We are going to need to move on, but in the after party, I'm hoping you'll show us some earrings. But anyway, we're
yes.
Thank you so much, Valerie. And we are going to move to Crystal Kodada. Hi, Crystal.
Hi, Sam. Thank you so much. And thank you, Karla. So for those that don't know me, I'm Crystal Kodada. I'm a handbag designer. I've been in business now for 7 years. I'm a one-woman show. I design all my handbags here in my home studio in New Jersey, and I have all of my handbags handcrafted in a small sewing studio in Union City, New Jersey. I went to FIT for accessory designs because I just have a passion for accessories. I actually used to design shoes in the very beginning, and now fate has brought me into handbags. I love handbags because I feel like you can really showcase your fashion and style and personality through like something that you wear every single day. And really, you can really understand fashion. All of my handbags are made from full grain leather, so it gets better with age. My passion is to inspire and empower you, like your lifestyle, through my purses. Like I'm all about, my passion is you. It's the person that wears the purse. You are the person that you shine. Like the purse just is there, but you are the focal points. So let me show you some pieces that just will really kind of, just like Valerie's designs actually, they're statement pieces. So this is one piece right here. This is the Invincible Clutch, and it can be worn on both different hands. It's actually a patented design. I actually designed this because of one reason was I kind of actually used to always lose my bags. So this actually is like jewelry for your hand. It really stays, and it's really a statement piece. And all my customers that have worn this bag have actually had everyone come up to them and be like, where did you get this bag? It's a really great conversational piece. You can put your ID under the credit card, under here, or your ID or your like business cards. And then it has a lot of room on the inside. And then it has your back slip pocket here where you can wear it as a crossbody. So this is the stone color, and it can really, again, be worn dressed up, dressed down. You can wear it with a dress, a really crazy dress, or you can wear it with, a t-shirt and jeans. Again, it's just a really great, it's just how you really express yourself. And what's really exciting is that I'm actually also you can kind of like wear it like that if you wanted to. I'm doing this color, I'm doing this bag in a few different new colors, which I'm really excited about. I'm doing it actually in black, and this really cool, beautiful, like magenta color, in camel, and in, again, like a turmeric color. So yeah, so it's really, really fun. So that's that. And then my love at first sketch was the Limitless Tote. So this bag has everything at your fingertips. I'm all about, as I've always mentioned, my favorite quote that I always put is everything happens for a reason. And so when I'm designing everything, like that's exactly how I really go about my collection. And really it's just like, what are things that my customers, you know, can really empower them that they need in their everyday lives? Like it's all for a reason, you know? So you can put your cell phone in this pocket, you know, your mask in this pocket. I can put, you know, your Altoids here. It's all, and then this one's really great for your sunglasses. There's the stitching detail here. You can see it. It's really beautifully handcrafted. This bag takes 24 hours to make. There's also it in this color, which is like a mocha brown. It's not on the site, but you can always message me like directly on my site. I am the person 24 hours on my website, there to just there to answer any of your questions. And then we have the Timeless Tote here. This is in the stone color. It has a really great dip, so it's super comfortable. I'm all about comfort. You can wear it with like, you know, a thicker sweater or jacket, or even just, you know, again, it's just a really, the dip is also kind of like that iconic design that I do throughout my totes. Everything has bottom feet, which is great for just like, it can kind of stand up on its own. Has the back slip pocket here. That's always a rule. It's always a front pocket, back pocket, at least a minimum. This is actually a MacBook Pro. So this is a great laptop bag. So, and it also comes in, you know, the navy blue color. Yeah, and then this is the runway, because the world is your runway. So this bag can be worn very different ways. It can be worn as a crossbody, or you can take it off and then it becomes a wristlet. And then you can take this clasp here, and it becomes a short shoulder. And this bag, even though it looks really small, it can fit a lot. I actually have put, this is a Kindle, so it fits really nicely in there. And again, this always having a pocket for your cell phone, always. As you can see, it just goes really nicely in. The leather gets better with age, so it just is going to patina over time. So like you'll see, you know, I have customers that have had bags for 5-6 years, and it just looks even better. It also has a back slip pocket here. And then here is the Freedom Back Bag, which is my newest design. It's really sleek, but like it actually can fit a lot of things. So it's not like your bulky like back bag, it's backpack, or I call it a back bag literally. And it goes and opens really wide. Everything is light lighting, which I do that purposely so that you can easily find everything. You can put your iPad here. This is a sleeve here for your water bottle, but you can also put like, you know, sunglasses or anything. And so yeah, this is like great for just like, for your lifestyle, definitely for going, you know, you can even take it hiking. And even though it's leather, I've taken it to the beach before. It's really wonderful still. Also just like going on walks or dressing it up. So even though it's a backpack, usually backpacks are very like sporty, but this is a very sleek. And so it's really great for Mother's Day too. So it's a really great bag. You know, you can again dress it up, dress it down. It has a back slip pocket, really great for traveling too. And has like, you can put like I have here my passport. So you can just easily put your passport in without even having to take it off. It's easy access of all. So again, that's just another, these are details of detailing that I think of when I'm designing, that I want, again, everything to be very just at your fingertips length, that these bags. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to say you are saying that backpack is perfect to fit your lifestyle. I am thinking that backpack would inspire me to have a certain lifestyle. I like the pocket with the passport, and you can do
Yes.
so many things if only you have this backpack. That's
Absolutely.
fantastic.
You're manifesting. You're manifesting the life that you
Yeah,
want.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Through a crystal Kodada bag, you can manifest the life that you want. I
Yes.
feel like we could sit down and brainstorm some
Please,
additional
I
taglines.
would love that. All different kind of positive quotes. Maybe next art party, I'm gonna create just canvas totes that have really cool, empowering messages, because that's just where my brand is really going.
Oh, I love it. That's so fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I was saying at the earlier party how we need to listen to Crystal a little bit more for our inspiration. You covered so much ground. That was absolutely amazing. There was a question in there, but I'm writing it down because we're going to go to it in the after party.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You are a master designer. Thank you, Crystal. So we are going to move to Jera. Now, Jera, it's her first time on Art Party. Welcome. We're so happy that you're here.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. My name is Jera Lodge. I'm a jewelry designer. I've been in business for about 7 years. And the thing that I got started with was these layered steel pieces. So this is steel colored with a graffiti spray paint. And these pieces are all kinetic. The individual layers move, and then it's on a silver chain. And this was I made a lot of steel work in the beginning. This is where I got started. This is a pair of my classic fan earrings in red, which, I've been scaling back on the painted steel work as I've moved into working with silver. So there are a few pieces that I have on my website, and I take orders occasionally on them too. The most recent colorway that I've done, so I'd only done single colors up until this last year, and I started doing these dual colors where when you turn the pieces, it changes color. So you get this fuchsia on one side and the green on the other, which makes it really fun to wear them depending on who's looking at you. They see something different. So I started, after a while I realized that I had a lot of clients that don't wear color very much, and so I moved to start including silver, and I translated a lot of the same designs that I was making in steel into silver work, which just makes it available to people who don't wear color very much. Maybe you just wear color on your lips or on your nails, and you want your jewelry to be silver, and that's awesome. Whatever works for you. So this is the fan necklace. This is one of my original designs translated into silver. And then this is a pair of zigzag earrings, which is a medium size. It's not super big, but still has a good impact. And then the pieces that I'm wearing, these are my Spire line. So they're made up of many individual pieces. I've got the silver earrings, and then the necklace is an oxidized silver with a little 14 karat gold detail. So in the last few years, I've started bringing a little bit of gold in, and I just like working with a huge variety of materials. So, a lot of silver is the base now, but I like to bring in other things just to experiment. So my newest line is I took these Spire pieces and I started bringing in gemstones for the first time. I've had sort of a big gemstone stash, like a lot of jewelers, hanging out in my drawers for a few years now. And I finally had some time over the winter to start putting these together. These are green sapphires. This is a couple of hard to see, but really dark blue sapphires. They have a lot of depth when the light hits them right. And this is a little pair of studs with rose cut diamonds on the bottom. So just like a little extra sparkle. It's been really fun getting to add a little bit of sparkle to things after, you know, so many years of mostly working just in wire. And wanted to show, so for Mother's Day specifically, I have a lot of small earrings. These are like my most giftable size of things. They're like they look big when I hold them up, but they're a small, easily wearable every day. So we have my zigzags, spires, the twist line, and the classic little tears on the other end. How am I doing on time?
You're doing great. I was actually just going to ask you, you told us a little bit about sort of the engineering and, dare I say, the math that goes behind some of your designs. Can you tell us about that? Because I just found it fascinating.
Yeah, so a lot of like my layered pieces, they're pattern based. And so, you know, I'll take a piece like these earrings and I design these two ways. Sometimes I start by drawing them out and measuring them. And then other times I'll start with the numbers. So, you know, it's like they're graduated. So it's a pattern that makes sense. It'll be like, you know, the lengths are 3 centimeters, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and then the width will decrease. And so I'll put together a bunch of number patterns and make a whole bunch of samples to see what, you know, how they turn out in the physical form. So it's a really fun way to be able to work in two directions, you know, reverse engineering and starting with the paper or starting with the wire.
And then it looks like a lot of your earrings are 3-dimensional as well.
Yeah, you know, they have that look, but they're actually like this earring.
Mm-hmm.
They have this illusion of volume, but when you turn it sideways, it's actually flat.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay.
each of the layers moves individually. So it's got this nice swing, it catches the light. It actually makes a really nice sound when you wear it.
Oh, I love that. I love when jewelry makes sound. I'm just in love.
Me too. These have a really nice little tinkling sound that they make.
Oh, it's so great. And all of those obviously have such a striking sort of almost architectural look to them. Can you tell us what's your inspiration there?
You know, I've drawn a lot of inspiration just from the Art Deco design period, and then also just architecturally in general. I sort of think of myself as a builder sometimes, like I'm building tiny buildings and little, you know, non-livable structures. So it's a really fun way to think about it, but definitely architecture is foremost as I'm building these different designs. This cuff in particular, I think brings pretty strong architectural vibes. You can think of a number of large buildings in New York City or, you know, the Empire State Building. You can definitely see the references.
Yeah. Can you, it's so funny that you showed that right then, because Barbara was just reminding you to please show us your bracelets. I don't know if you're watching the chat, but can you show us a few more?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got, I like to do these really big cuffs that are, here's another one that's a little bit different design, but they're really fun to make. I design them. These are the same. I design them sometimes on paper. There's a lot of math involved, particularly with these big ones, measuring out the different pieces and laying them out. But I also make smaller every day that are just, these are 4 strands connected. And this is just a very simple 2-strand cuff, which are really easy to just wear all the time. I was never a bracelet person until I started designing these small ones. And then I realized, like, actually, I can wear a bracelet doing anything. It's like, it doesn't get in the way at all. You just slide it up on your wrist a little bit, go ahead and type, go to work.
Oh, yeah. I love it. That's so wonderful. I love that now you wear bracelets now that you design them yourself.
I know. I was like, oh, this opens up a whole new world. Like, who else has bracelets?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Jera. I've loved seeing your work. It's really quite incredible.
Thank you.
We are going to now move to Barbara. Hi, Barbara.
Hello, everybody. Hi, thank you, Sam, and thank you, Karla, for all your help. You guys are fabulous. You're the best cheerleaders. Besides doing a great job, you're the best cheerleaders. I love it. Thank you. I'm Barbara Poole, the Bee of Bee Felt. I have been making felted garments and accessories since about 2007. Before that, I was a full-time painter. That's where I got my master's in from Mass Art and Design. And here in Massachusetts, Lowell, Massachusetts, I live in what is called the birthplace of the textile revolution. Yes, Lowell used to be called the Venice of America. If you ever come here, it's filled with canals. And the building I live in was an old mill building where they manufactured the mohair that was used in the automotive industry and in the airline industry and the train industry also, for all the upholstery. So I feel like when I'm working, I feel like I'm channeling the history of textiles. What I want to talk about today is what I do is, and what I've been making that I've been concentrating on is, well, flowers. I love color. As you can see, I like to say that I make the stuff that goes with black because I just use lots and lots of color. And I love flowers. And I often get the questions, like people ask me, how do you know to put colors together? Well, it's by looking at flowers. Nature doesn't do anything wrong. So you look at a flower or any part of nature, birds, the colors that are put together, they're beautiful. Put them together. If nature can do it, you can do it. So I want to talk to you about my illusion scarves. They're flowers. I wanted to make flower gardens. I wanted to make permanent bouquets. I love fresh flowers, but I don't like the carbon footprint that they create from traveling the millions of miles they have to do to get here. And I also don't like the fact that they die after you've got them. So here I can have permanent flowers. Now this is the newest scarf from my the illusion collection, and I call it an illusion because, as you can see, when it's on my body, it's the felted flowers are just draping, look like they're floating across my body. And the scarf is wide enough so that you can wear it both as a shawl, or you can squish it up and wrap it around your neck. And the silk is from Uzbekistan, and it's from the original Silk Road, also manufactured in small cottage industries, all by women too, which makes me very, very happy that I'm helping support women who have basically lost their livelihoods. And this way I'm helping them and they're helping me too. So this is my newest one. It's called Tulip. And the back here, I have hibiscus, which has been very popular. All the bright multicolors, which I'll try it on. You can see how it just floats on your body. So you can dress it up, dress it down. I mean, and because it's silk and wool, this is very light. These scarves, I would say you could wear all year round, even in the summertime, except my exception would be when the humidity is hitting 100%. Then we all basically want to be naked anyway. So we don't want to put anything on our bodies. The newest piece that I have that I'm so excited about, okay, so I created all these flower scarves. And every time I do one, I think, well, what's another flower that I want to do? And all of a sudden I was doodling. I'll show you my doodle. This is my doodle. From that little doodle was born Flower of Mandala. And it's a generous size shawl. And as you can see, it's totally transparent, light as air, and it's very generous in size. So it really drapes beautifully on your body. Step back so you can sort of see a little bit more. And I'll turn around to the back. And this is brand new. I just put it up on the website now. And it's a one of a kind. If I do another one, it'll be entirely different, entirely different. And back here, my very, very favorites. Actually, this was the very first flower I started with, was poppies. I love poppies, also because I love the Wizard of Oz. I love that scene, walking through all the poppies, as you can see, floats on your body, and you're covered with lovely remembrance poppies. Now, from the scarf, see the illusion. Like I said, love the flowers. I started to go into lightweight jackets because people like scarves, but sometimes people won't want to wear a scarf or a shawl because they don't know how to wear it, or they feel that they're uncomfortable with slipping on the body. Well, this gives you the same sort of effect. It's very, very light. And this, once again, I would say it was definitely, sorry, this sleeve is caught. Definitely a 3 to 4 season. If you're in the summer, it would be great going out into one of those horribly air conditioned places. And it has pockets, little pockets. A whole field of poppies. It's very, very light. The pockets are functional for putting in your cell phone and your credit cards, but don't put anything pointy in it like keys. It could damage. So I would avoid keys, things like that.
Barbara, do you think that might be one of the telltale signs of when a piece for a woman is designed by a woman, it has pockets?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, men didn't want to put pockets in women's clothes because that would mean we could put our money in our pockets and run away.
Ah, there you go. So yes,
Pockets are a way of controlling us. Lack of pockets.
To take back control, we design our own clothing.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Barbara, can you show us, you have 2 pieces that are in the back, and I hope it's not too difficult to get to. The blue green with, it seems like maybe it's got a little more fiber on it up top. Yes, can we see that? I'm sorry to.
Oh, yes, this is a dress. One of my dresses. Now, it's 100% silk and merino wool, silk chiffon, all hand dyed. And it's part of my holy line. And I call it holy because it has holes in it, not because it's religious. So it's HOLEY. And the interesting thing about my dresses is I don't sew really. I mean, I can sew buttons on, and I can, you know, do embroidery and snaps, things like that. So, but making a garment, I'd be terrified because I'm just not a seamstress. So I needed a dress. And I figured out mathematically how to felt and make myself a dress. And so that's how my dresses began. And I do these dresses custom, and I do them custom by length too. This one, well, there's the sleeveless ones. I generally make it one length, like the maxi length. It's got holes on the bottom. But there's another dress that I make, it's on my site, that the length of the dress is based on the number of holes you want. So if you wanted 3 holes, it goes all the way to the floor, 1 hole, it's up above your knees. So that's how, and we do a Zoom call, and I have you hold up a tape measure, measuring your ladies and your hips, because these are all based on A-line. So I don't really need to know your waist so much as I need to know the difference between your bosom and your bottom.
Right. Oh, that is absolutely stunning. I'm so glad you took it down for us.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara. So one of these days we got to get you in one of those dresses so we can see it, but we are out of time, so I'm going to move to, actually that's the end. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you
for sharing all of, for sharing all of your work with you. I end up sort of, getting so into each presentation that I forget where we're at. So I do want to thank all of the artists for coming and sharing all your stories and showing us your incredible, incredible work. There was a lot of talk about math tonight, so that's unusual. And I mean, Barbara and Jera, and there was a lot of talk about women power, which is not super unusual for one of these art parties. But we also wanted to say to all of you, thank you so much for coming. You are why we do our work in the first place, and showing up today. It is a beautiful Saturday out there, and being a part of these parties brings us inspiration and fills up our creative pools. And so we always do want to make sure to thank you. We love having this platform to connect with you, and we can't wait to see you again and to continue to grow this platform together. So I am going to announce the raffle winners now. So that means I should probably pull them up because my incredible co-host Karla Gudeon sent them to me. So I will, if you would like to cheer on winners, you can feel free to unmute yourself. Keeping in mind if there is background noise and you want to mute yourself again, maybe that it might make sense. And so let's celebrate a little bit. So if you are named as a raffle winner, please pop your email in the chat. You can also email admin if you don't want to have it sort of be more public. And especially if your Zoom name is different than your name, we definitely would like you to give us your email so that we can track you down. And thank you, Marjorie. I love this hat too. So I am going to announce the winners. Here we go. For Ecologic, Marilyn Joseph. Congratulations.
Yay, Marilyn.
Congratulations. For Kathleen Lamberti, Donna Cohen.
Yay!
For Gina Pannorfi, we have Caitlin Langstaff.
Woohoo, Caitlin.
Valerie Hector, Judy Yard.
Woohoo! Yay!
Go, Judy.
For Crystal Kodada, we have Brenda Whiteley. And for Jera Lodge, Cheryl Hollins.
Yay, Cheryl. Yay.
And finally for Barbara Poole or Beefelt, Susan Barth.
Yay,
Congratulations to all the lucky winners. So again, if you could pop your email in the chat, it just makes it easier to reach out to you. And we, of course, want everyone to feel like a winner today. And so we are giving 10% off of all the artists' websites, as well as my website, swanandstone.com, and Karla Gudeon's website, karlagudeon.com. Sorry, I was thinking, is it Karla Gudeon Art and Design? And so we'll give you 10% off from now until April 30th. And the coupon code for that is 424 Art Party. So again, for anyone who doesn't know, we will follow up with an email to all of you. So you will be receiving everyone's website as well as the coupon code. So feel free to take notes right now, but you don't actually have to. So that's 424 Art Party. So one other thing is that we do have 3 art parties coming up next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it's just in time for Mother's Day shopping. We did talk a little bit about Mother's Day tonight, I would say. So our artists for next week are The Wearable Garden, Eileen Schwartz Jewelry, Laura Jacklett's Jewelry, Jennifer Littman Bruno Design, Judith Hawes, Bebop and Wally, Megan Patrice Riley Jewelry, Karla Gudeon Art and Design, Ecologic, Swan&Stone Millinery, that's me, B Felt, Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry, Posh Felt, Francesca Vitali Paper Jewelry, Mary Yeager, Lillian Asterfield, Fratelli and Lockwood Textiles, Griffith Evans, and Kim Schalk. So as always, if you want to see who, which artists are coming up in the next art parties, go to artpartycentral.org. So that's where you can RSVP, but it's also where you can check out anyone's website, see who's coming up, that sort of thing. So once again, I want to give a shout out to my amazing co-host, Karla Gudeon. She is who helped make this party continue to go smoothly. So when you don't know that she's there, that's when she's doing a fantastic job. So she's sort of the behind the scenes. So I think I can speak for all the artists by saying, she's laughing at herself, I think, by saying that you rock. We miss seeing you in person, but this has been such a great way to stay connected. So we know you're all busy. So if you want to hop off at this point, that is absolutely fine. We are moving into our after party, and I have a couple questions that I sort of jotted down from the chat that we can cover, or that I would like to ask the artists here. And you can certainly unmute yourself and ask a question if you have something, or if you wanted to show something. This is sort of the time to do it. So did anyone want to ask a question? Because I have something for Crystal, oh, Marjorie, I see you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Valerie Hector, in your display of stands behind you. I think the second from the right looked reddish, and I'd love to take a closer look. Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's all the way on the right. That one. Yes, that one.
Okay. This
Sorry,
is a rope. That's okay. Thank you, Marjorie.
Ooh.
This is a rope necklace made of Czech glass beads in a very unusual color that I call cinnabar. It's kind of a dark corally color.
Mhm.
I can't remember how long it is, but it's quite long. I'm going to guess about 38, 40 inches. And there's a beautiful magnetic sterling silver clasp on it. So you can wear it long. I would probably wear it long. I don't advise knotting it because it's a little bit too thick. And you can also double it. It's beautiful doubled. So that's what this necklace is about. Like that.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Sure. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Valerie.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Crystal, there was a question in the chat, and I don't know the name of the bag. So the bag that you showed before, the super duper backpack, the smaller one that has like all these convertible type things.
Oh, yes.
Can you wear that as, you like my sophisticated language. Can you wear that as like a belt bag?
Yes, you can.
Can you show
So
us?
you can. So this, how you would do that is, and it depends on your waist size, but how you would do it is, so you would take, this is like the wrist slit part. So this part. So basically, okay, so you would, there's a longer strap. So you take the shorter strap, right? And then you take the clasp and you attach it. So it becomes like this, right? You could also take that into a longer strap, or you take that and you put that around.
Oh, got it. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I just remembered another one that Kathleen, I was just, but before will those bags be made in black again?
There'll be one black soon coming.
Okay, great. So I had just started to confuse Kathleen Lamberti, sorry, when you were finishing, because someone had popped in a question and then I sort of moved on very, very quickly. So someone had asked about a choker wire with a fringe look.
It was like one of these, maybe?
Yes.
I'm getting a nod, yeah.
Yes, the one, yes, the
Or that.
short, the more round one. Well, that's your right, that one. Please.
So this I found some,
Oh.
it's like a sterling mesh tubing.
Oh.
And I hung, to me, it looked like, I wanted it to make like some bursting pod. And so the stones at the bottom are ruby. And then there are these little green glass beads at the top that hold them into the chain. So and it lays.
Beautiful. No wonder you wondered like what choker wire, but it's gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you.
The one that's next to that looks like two ginkgo leaves at the bottom.
Over here?
Yes.
So this was like a kind of a labor of love. It's a handmade woven sterling chain with handmade sterling pieces here. And these are enameled at the bottom and there's leather stitched inside. So it's almost like the gills of a mushroom.
Wow.
And it unclasps and goes around and just clasps in the front.
Wow. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
amazing. Wow.
Just want to say they're incredible because to me they move so easily from like something casual like what you're wearing to a full-on statement piece for a dress-up outfit.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So Kathleen Taznakis, this is unusual for us, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you show show us, I feel like we missed out on some of your accessories this time. You did show us the neck scarf, which I think is amazing, but your hats are also so incredible for spring. Do you have them accessible?
Yes, I have this really pretty lavender one in the back, and I have to say this is my beret style, and it is a new design for me, and it looks amazing on everybody. I mean, obviously, maybe the guys wouldn't wear this lavender, but I'm going to show you like how they style it. What I love about it is, yes, it has, you know, the ear coverage when you need it, but this is super shapeable. So you can really find your own style sort of within it. Guys have been absolutely loving it, just wearing it as a traditional cap, just pulling it a little bit forward. You can't quite visualize in the lavender, but it could be just shaped. So for hiking, when you're tired of your winter stuff, having something bright, it makes a difference. You know? Even in the winter time when you have one of these, I mean, once you get one, you're going to wear it winter, springs. I mean, it's just going to go with you. But that's one of my favorite designs right now. And then of course, you know, there's my classic too, which is and you can find great matching sets. That's half the fun, is in going to my website, is hunting and seeing what you can create together. But this is the Beehive Design, and again, it's one of those great on men, great on women. I didn't realize it matches me. Apparently I like this color today. But this is such a super comfortable hat, so nice to wear.
Oh my gosh, you look so cute and perfect right now. Is there any room for you to back up at all, or no?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
Oh, everybody take a gander.
You're missing the green skirt. I have a green.
Oh, there you go. Oh, perfect. Because
that's like you are growing like spring. It is so cute.
Well, I think that's something that we just learned from Barbara, that nature doesn't make mistakes.
No.
So that's what Kathleen is looking like right now.
Thank you. Well, and it's funny because, you know, people don't either. Sometimes I see customers walk away from their instinct when they're attracted to a color. And I just want to say to them, take a chance, use your instinct, because when you get home, you will be surprised.
Right. Yes. Barbara's nodding. Gina, I'm glad you're back. I noticed that you maybe we're having some difficulties. So I wanted to ask you, how do you care for your pieces?
So everything I make is washable. You can either wash it by hand, so all of the batik silk and can be put in a lingerie bag on the cold cycle, your gentle cycle. You can also wash the scarves like that as well. If you're afraid to wash something in the machine, then you can just wash it by hand and hang it dry. But most everything can be washed. It just can't be dried in a dryer.
Right. Good. Good to know. And Barbara, is that similar for your pieces, that hand wash is going to work?
I tell everybody hand wash everything except my giant coats. Because as Kathleen pointed out earlier, wool can absorb up to 40% of its weight in water. For you to wash a coat, a wool coat, it would be like, 200 pounds of trying to spin it out. But so that's the only thing. But everything else, I usually just say hand wash.
Right.
Mild detergent. Actually, I wash most of my stuff with shampoo because it's protein. Your hair is protein. Use the shampoo that you use. It should be fine.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you. So Jera, sorry, I'm trying to spotlight you. I'm talking like two things at once here. We didn't look quite as much at some of your stones. You did show us a few of the pieces, but I'm wondering if you want to show us a few more of the pieces that you have where you've incorporated the stones.
Sure, yeah.
I know that's a new thing for you, and I think it's so exciting.
So I've got, these are a couple necklaces. So this is just like cascading spire. This is, I call it a zephyr shape, sort of like a sail. So this has a pink sapphire with the oxidized silver. And then this is like one of my favorite little pieces that I made. These green sapphires are just, they're like little galaxies. They just call to me. So this has a little rose cut diamond on the bottom too. And when sourcing my stones, I try to be really careful about ethically sourcing, making sure that it's traceable, working with small companies who, so that we know where it's coming from. Because I think that's important as I move into that realm. And then these are the pink sapphire earrings that sort of go with that necklace, along with some little blue sapphire with a little fan shape on the bottom.
Oh, those are beautiful.
I just think these are adorable.
Yeah. Oh, they are. And I think they go with a lot of the work that we've seen here today.
Yeah. It's definitely, a lot of my pieces, like even though I have different lines or different styles, they all work together. So it's really nice to be able to mix and match, and like the linear quality makes them all go together without being too matchy.
Right, which is wonderful. Yeah, complementary rather than matchy. Well, if anyone has anything that they wanted to ask, or you can pop it in the chat, you can speak up now, but I think I'll pause. I think we may be ready to wrap it up for the evening. Thank you everyone so much for coming tonight. This has been such a wonderful party, and thank you to the artists. Bye. I think everyone's muted.
Everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much. This has been so fun.
Bye, everybody.